Infinity Yoga Flow. What's necessary to do is a preparatory flow for the asana that you're going to be getting into, and there's a lot of rotation in this particular program, particular flow, movement pattern, so let's get into it. Coming into tabletop position, we're going to start right away as we always do. Your quick little setup for cat and cow, knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, spine nice and neutral, shins into the mat. Inhale, drop the hips back, arching the back, coming into child's pose. Exhale, scoop, round, curl, belly. Inhale, arching back, letting the hips relax back, and then exhale, pull yourself forward. Inhale, hips go back. Exhale, pull forward. We'll do two more. Exhale, hips back, arching. Inhale, pull with the forearms, pull with the fingers. Last one. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, arching. Exhale, coming back to tabletop. Finish in your neutral spine, tabletop position. We're going to do a little arm thread. Right arm's going to reach up high to the sky. Exhale, thread it all the way through. Let the torso rotate. Keep the hips relatively square. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread. You got three more. Making sure that you're bracing the left palm straight into the mat, knees into the mat. The hips are going to stay relatively neutral and square. Two more. Inhale to exhale. Weight goes to the right shoulder, not the neck. Last one. Inhale, really open up. Exhale, thread it through. Pausing here. So just notice that she's making a base with the left hand. Right arm is reaching out. Weight is on the shoulders. Slight rotation. On your next inhale, come back to tabletop position. Working that same side. Right arm reaches forward. Left arm reaches back. We do have a little core work in this. So as you exhale, bring the knee to the elbow. Contraction is the action. Inhale, expand the body. North-south. Exhale, bring it in. Again, the hips are staying square. She's keeping the torso relatively quiet. Everything is happening right in the center. I can feel it and I can hear it. Inhale, two more. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, expand the body. It starts with the contraction. Hold here so you can feel the contraction, and then come back to tabletop position. Pick up the right hip, right knee, and you're just going to open up the hip and drop it to the other side. Coming into a seated position and back to center. Let's do that 4 more times on that side. Pick it up, open it, and drop it. 3 more. On this one, I want you to notice how the leg kind of lets your body drop down. So all you got to do is kind of follow the feeling of the weight as it transfers from one side of the body to the other side of the body, and just relax it down. We have 1 more to do. From a tabletop position, the knee picks up. Hover, drop it on down, and then coming back into tabletop position. We're going to go right to the other side. So this time it's going to be your left arm is going to reach up as you exhale, thread it through, dropping the shoulder, no weight on the neck. 4 more. Inhale, expand the body. Exhale, thread it on through, pressing down with the right palm, making a 90-degree angle with the right elbow. Exhale, thread it through. We got 2 more. Notice on the inhale, it's pretty much shoulder to shoulder alignment, and as you exhale, drop on down. Last one. Big inhale, expand, open. Exhale, drop it, twist, deflate. Weight on the shoulder, not on the neck. Right 90-degree angle with the right arm. Come back into tabletop position. Same side. Inhale, left arm, right knee, bring it in. Exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. Make a straight line. Exhale. Avoid being too wobbly. It should be quiet. Exhale, bring it in. Stability between the different planes or the different sections of the body. We got 1 more, or was that the last one? 1 more. Rachel could do 10 more, but we'll do 1 more. Beautiful. Coming back to tabletop position, bend the left knee. On this one, just weight, we'll drop it down. So I just want you to feel the rotation of the body as you transition from a kneeling position to an open position. And we normally don't move this way, so you just kind of want to feel like, all right, left leg picks up, I let the leg get heavy, I relax. Gravity will do majority of the work. So you'll pick up the leg, and as you exhale, just transfer the weight all the way down to the bum. Last one. Pick up the left leg, and then just transfer the weight. Coming back to tabletop position. Tuck back toes, downward facing dog. Feet hip width, hands shoulder width apart. Look between the hands. Walk the feet between the hands, coming into a forward fold. So option to grab the opposite elbows for a second, just relax the back. Feet can be hip width. We're going to be coming into chair pose. On your chair pose, you can keep your feet hip width apart. I've been in many a class where that happens and I enjoy it. Or you can bring the heels together, toes together. The heels will be slightly apart. I don't like squeezing the knees, just let the knees fall in. So either feet hip width or feet shoulder width, feet together. Coming into chair pose, let's see what Rachel chooses. Oh, she's choosing the hip width apart. Dropping the hips back into a bar stool, if you will. Lengthening the tailbone towards the mat. We're not going to be here long. Take a big inhale as you exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Listen for the change. Exhale, send the right leg straight back. Drop the back knee. Inhale, hands to thigh. Exhale, fingertip to floor. Firm the back leg, look forward, right foot meets left foot. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, opposite legs get sent back, which is your left leg, dropping the knee, hands to the thigh. That makes a little bit of a brace, so it gives you length in the spine. Exhale, forward. Firm the back leg, left foot meets right foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into downward facing dog. We got one more little multi-planar leg asana to do before we get into the full flow. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, right foot outside right hand, big, giant step. We are going to move from a skandasana into reverse skandasana. So, reverse skandasana first. You're going to open up the right foot, so it's 90 degree, back foot outside edge, reaching back with the right arm, and then transition through, planting the palms, coming into skandasana. Back through, inhale, exhale as you open or rotate, inhale, exhale as you sink. So you have 2 breath pattern for each of the movements. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. On your skandasana, notice that the outside of the edge of the foot is becoming the platform. On the traditional skandasana, the hips sink low, the spine stays nice and upright. Last one, reaching back, coming into skandasana, and let's just creep to the other side of the mat, coming into the dragon lunge on the other side. So we're just going to go right into the other side. Skandasana, inhale, exhale, skandasana. And I meant to say inhale, exhale, reverse skandasana. So, about 3 more sets to go. Notice that the pivot on the foot has to happen so she can go from the ball to the outside edge. And notice the back foot. Ball inside to the heel. So you're working the entire foot. The hips have to rotate. The torso has to rotate. And I believe there's one more. Last one. So skandasana again, pausing here for a second. Notice that the outside edge of the leg and the foot are bracing. The left foot or the top lead leg is turned out, the shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, exhale, coming into skandasana. Heel of the foot is planted down, foot is flexed to protect the knee. Spine is 45 degree, about the same angle as the shin. Come back to the top of the mat. Step back into downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, drop to both knees. Send the hips back. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to your Yoga Flow Infinity Style. We're going to start with Rachel demonstrating. I'll be cueing. All you need for this class is a yoga mat. We're going to get started in tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spine is nice and neutral, so not too much pressure on the belly. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, tuck your back toes, push back, downward facing dog. Hips up and back, hands shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart, pressing into the thumb and index finger. We're going to get started with our preparatory posing. Inhale, right leg high to the sky, split leg. Opening up the hip on this one. As you exhale, you're going to do a windshield wiper tiger curl going from the right elbow to the left elbow. Inhale, back to split leg stretch. Exhale, go from the knee, elbow, elbow. Last one, inhale. Split leg, reach up high to the sky. Exhale, contract the core, lean forward. Elbow to elbow. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips, scorpion the leg, and then drop down into seated wild thing. Inhale, you're going to reach into Skandasana, pushing off the back hand as if you're reaching for a box. Exhale, sit the hips back. Plant the hands if you need to so you can get the motion of this. Inhale, reach forward. So that'll be kind of the action you're going to do. Exhale, sit it back, plant the palm. Inhale, reaching forward, holding here, breathe into it. We're going to reverse this. Take a big inhale, coming through, hovering plank position, plant the left palm, reaching up and through. Exhale, bring the knee towards the inner thigh. Rotate the body, coming into crocodile. Left hand is going to extend upward. Breathing here, squeezing the core. Inhale, coming into three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping into low lunge between the frames of the arms. Inhale, crescent moon, so dropping the knee, lifting up. Breathe here. Take a moment just to troubleshoot this kneeling position. So the knee is going to track slightly forward of the foot, going towards the ball of the foot or even the toe. If it goes past the toe, don't freak out. As long as you have enough space between your legs, it's all good. Take a big inhale. Breathing, settle into the hip, pushing the hips forward. Inhale, bring the elbows to the rib cage, sun gaze. Exhale, back to crescent moon. Inhale, sun gaze, looking up towards the ceiling, opening up the arms. Exhale, crescent moon. Inhale, sun gaze, looking towards the ceiling, chest opens up, elbows to ribs, and exhale back to crescent moon. Breathing right here, take a big inhale. As you exhale, coming into airplane arms, low lunge position. Back knee is gonna hover. Spine is long, palms face down. Breathing for a moment, take a big inhale. Exhale, squeeze the core, squeeze the body. Inhale, you're going to come into reverse triangle, left arm followed by right arm. Reaching up and back. Exhale, coming back into airplane arms. Inhale, reverse triangle, reaching up and back, pivoting the back foot. Exhale, coming back into the airplane arms in low lunge position. So you're going from the ball of the foot. On the inhale, you're going to come into the side of the foot, 90-degree angle, reverse triangle. Hold here and breathe, reaching up and back. The shoulders are relaxed. Feet are the distance of your warrior two legs, reaching up. Chin is towards the shoulder, rotating the rib cage slightly upward. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to circle sweep your arms, right followed by left, all the way to the back of the mat, coming into dragon lunge. Inhale, reach the left arm forward. As you exhale, coming into reverse Skandasana, playing with the breath. Inhale, back to the reaching lunge. Exhale, coming into reverse Skandasana. So feel that position coming from the side of the foot to the ball of the foot. Last one. Exhale, dropping the hips low, looking behind you. The left toe, left foot's going to be turned out 90 degrees. So you're going to open that up. As you exhale, coming through dragon lunge, transitioning through the lateral position, back to the top of the mat. Right arm's going to reach forward. Coming into low lunge twist. Little sneak peek on this one. When you transition from this to the open arm twist, you're going to sneak the back leg in. Inhale, coming into open arm twist. Exhale, kneeling exalted warrior. Dropping on down, reaching up with the left arm. Inhale, you're going to circle sweep your arms again. Coming into warrior two. Breathing here, take a moment. So the spine is long, the shoulders are down, the arms are wide. The back foot is engaged. Engage the glutes. Knee is stacked pretty much over the ankle. Spine is right in the middle. Inhale, flip your right palm, reach forward. Up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Notice the legs don't move when you transition from your warrior two to your reverse warrior. You reach, legs don't move. The torso and the rib cage will shift back slightly. Last one, finishing in warrior two. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, reverse warrior. And you're going to windmill through right followed by left, coming through lateral position, back to the back of the mat in your dragon lunge. The back heel is lifted, the front knee stacked over the right. we're going to move through a preparatory pose for hurdler's pose, or running man, running woman later on in the class. So the first thing you want to do is tighten up core. Make sure you're high on the ball of the foot. You're going to start by lifting the heel of the left foot. So Rachel has her left heel lifted. Then, if you feel good, core is tight, dome the upper back and pick up the foot completely, pointing the left foot as if you're trying to kick your left glute. Back of the leg is staying strong as if it's in a cylinder. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to fold your left ankle over your right thigh, pushing the hips back into a figure 4 downward dog. Let's work through that little transition. So inhale, back to hurdlers. Exhale, figure 4. Inhale, hurdler, leaning forward. As you exhale, left over right. Beautiful. Back into the inhale, come into plank position. Hover your left knee back behind you. Option to keep the leg here. As you exhale, you can take a vinyasa or just drop your hips and press your chest up. Option to keep the knee bent. On your next exhale, tuck back toes, downward facing dog, and then we have the other side. Let me get out of the way so I don't get kicked by Rachel's legs. So the difference between split leg and three-legged dog is going to happen right away on this first movement. Inhale, split leg. So left leg is going to open up. The hip is going to open up slightly, so a slight external rotation. As you exhale, bring left knee, hit left, right elbow. Inhale, back to split leg. Exhale, notice as she comes forward, squeezes the core, and does like a windshield wiper effect. Inhale, one more. As you exhale, bring it to the elbow, squeeze, bring it to the other elbow, squeeze. Inhale, back to split leg. As you exhale, start to bend the knee, really let the leg get heavy and drop into essentially a seated Skandasana. We're gonna work this little micro movement, that way you'll have all the transitional sequences necessary for this bit. On your inhale, reach forward, coming into reaching Skandasana. Notice she uses the hands, which is totally legit. Exhale, right hand can plant. Inhale, reach, kind of shifting the weight over the legs, sending the arms forward. Exhale, drop the hand, drop the hips. Last one, inhale, reaching. As if you're reaching for cookies. As you exhale, plant the palm, coming into hovering plank. Inhale. She's leading with the arm, which is going to bring her body into the rotation. Exhale, crocodile, half a crocodile, because she's bringing left instep to the right inner thigh. Right arm's going to reach up. On your next inhale, coming into three-legged dog. Your three-legged dog, the hip points down. Exhale, step into low lunge. Front knee lifted, back knee stacked over ankle. Inhale, coming into crescent moon. Breathing here for a moment. We're going to work the sinking of the hips. On every inhale, just expand the body, and as you exhale, the hips will sink. As you expand, let the shoulders draw down the back and the spine lengthen. Awesome. Take a big inhale. One more, exhale, send the hips forward. On your next inhale, sun gaze. As you exhale, crescent moon, coming in and out of this movement. Inhale, sun gaze, looking up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're looking to be outside. Exhale, crescent moon. Last one, inhale, sun gaze. Chest up, elbows in. Exhale, crescent moon, breathing right here. Coming into your airplane arms, inhale. As you exhale, airplane arms, low lunge with the legs. Spine is long, shoulders are down the back, back heel is lifted. On your next inhale, you're going to circle sweep your arms, coming into reverse triangle. Reaching up and back. Exhale, back into airplane arms. Focusing on that pivoting of the back foot. Inhale, reverse triangle. It comes to 90 degrees. And as she exhales, circle sweep, left followed by right. Bringing the airplane back into effect. Last one, inhale, reverse. Exhale, coming into the airplane arms. And last one, inhale, triangle. Now we're going to transition to the other side. It's a big circle sweep, so left followed by right, transitioning through lateral lunge, coming into dragon on the other side. Inhale, right arm's going to reach forward this time. Exhale, coming into low lunge, Skandasana. Inhale. Back to the reaching dragon lunge. Exhale, reach up and back. Right foot is going to turn out and pivot. Reaching back forward, reaching lunge. As you exhale, outside edge of left foot. Right foot is going to turn out. Coming back into your reaching lunge. As you exhale, last one, beautiful. Now we're going to transition all the way to the other side. On your inhale, you're going to lateral lunge it, coming to the other side, dragon lunge. Inhale, reach the left arm up and forward, low lunge twist. On your exhale, coming into the open arm twist. Notice that she snuck the back leg in a little bit to create a more stable platform for her to come into the open arm twist. On your next inhale, just drop the back knee and reach up. If you can't reach the back thigh, you could just reach up and down with the arms without going too deep into the twist. Knee is stacked over the ankle, reaching for the back thigh. If it's available to you, take a big inhale. As you exhale, we are going to circle sweep into warrior two. Basics, spine is nice and tall. The shoulders and the hips are going to be open to the wall in front of you. Knee is stacked, back foot is turned out. Right glute is engaged, so you can imagine pushing the floor away. Energy through the fingertips, flipping the left palm. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, back to warrior two. And repeat. One of the biggest things Rachel and I noticed when we were teaching yoga is that when people sometimes did reverse warrior, they did all kinds of things with their legs, when in reality it's just the upper body lifting up and over. Legs stay nice and strong. One more. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, circle sweep, left followed by right. Transitioning through lateral lunge, all the way to the other side, back to the top of the mat. Yeah, it gets tricky. Coming into your dragon lunge, first things first, tighten up your core, dome your upper back, press into the earth, and then lift the heel. Option to lift the ball of the foot, pointing the foot. We're going to work this transition from our hurdler's prep pose. Exhale, coming into the figure four, downward dog. Inhale, lean forward, squeeze core. Exhale, figure four. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, figure four. Last one. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, figure four. Breathing here. On your next inhale, coming into plank position, hovering the back knee behind you, so right knee is bent. Option to do vinyasa. I like to just press my hips forward, and option to keep the knee bent. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing right here. Drop both knees, come into a sitting position, and we're going to do all of that, one breath, one movement, twice through. First time through, you're just kind of finding the groove, so we'll go relatively slow. Second time is going to go a little bit quicker, that way it can pick up the pace. And then third time through, we're going to do an add-on. Are you ready, Rach? Here we go. Okay, welcome back. For the most part, when we do this flow, it's going to be an inhale on the expansion, exhale on the contraction, and you'll see what I'm talking about if you're brand new to yoga. I'll give about 2 to 3 biomechanical cues as much as I can while we're doing the one breath, one movement. Let's begin. Coming into tabletop position, starting off with a breath pattern, matching breath to movement, vinyasa, fluid. Inhale, tabletop position. As you exhale, tuck back toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high to the sky, split leg. Exhale, bringing knee to triceps. Boom, boom. Inhale, scorpion. Exhale, dropping down, Siddha Skandasana. Inhale, reaching Skandasana. Exhale, plant the left palm. Inhale, hovering plank. Exhale, half crocodile. Left arm can reach up. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right leg high to the sky. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Drop the back knee. Send your hips forward on the exhale. Inhale, gaze at the sun. Exhale, low lunge with airplane arms. Inhale, reverse triangle. Right arm reaches up and back. Circle sweep on the exhale, transition through lateral, coming all the way to the back of the mat. Breathe here, inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, coming into reverse Skandasana. Woo! Inhale, coming back through lateral lunge, transitioning through. Breathing here, inhale, left arm reaches up and forward. Prep the back foot if you need to. Exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, drop the back knee, exalted warrior, reach up. Exhale, circle sweep the arms, coming into warrior two. Woo! Inhale, flip the right palm, reverse warrior. Circle sweep again. Exhale, all the way down, transitioning through, all the way back to the back of the mat, dragon lunge, breathing right here. On your next inhale, pick up the foot, hover the leg, brace the core. Exhale, figure four it, dropping the hips back. Inhale, coming into plank position. Option to vinyasa. Exhale, high to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, right away to the other side. Inhale, left leg high to the sky, split leg. Exhale, windscreen, tiger curl. Boom, boom, tight core. Inhale, scorpion. Exhale, seated skandasana. Inhale, reaching skandasana. Exhale, plant the palm, brace the core. Inhale, hovering plank. Exhale, coming into crocodile. Right hand can pick up. Inhale, three-legged dog. Plant the palm, send the leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Feel the hips as you exhale, send them forward. Inhale, gaze at the sun. Breathe, exhale, coming into the low lunge with the airplane arms. Inhale, reverse triangle. Reaching up and back. Big circle sweep as you exhale, coming through lateral. Breathing here. Inhale, send the right arm forward. Exhale, reverse skandasana, outside edge of back foot. Inhale, transitioning through all the way back to the mat in a dragon lunge position. Breathing right here. Inhale, left arm comes forward. Low lunge twist. Brace the core, sneak the back leg in. Exhale, coming into open arm twist. Inhale, looking up, exalted kneeling warrior. Woo! And then inhale, coming through. Warrior two. Breathe here for a moment. Inhale, flip the left palm, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, circle sweep, all the way back to the top of the mat in your dragon lunge position, setting you up. Back heel lifted, core is tight. Inhale, hover the right foot. Exhale, figure four, downward dog. Inhale, coming into plank. Option two, vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to go one more time. This time, you're ready to go just a little bit more smoother, Rach? She's ready. All right, here we go. Everyone, inhale, split leg. Exhale, tiger curl. Listen for the change. Inhale, scorpion. On the exhale, reach into skandasana. So right into it. Inhale, coming into hovering plank. Exhale, crocodile. Option to lift the left arm. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hips forward. Inhale, sun gaze, chest up. Exhale, low lunge with airplane arms. Inhale, reverse triangle. Big circle sweep, one breath, one movement. Exhale all the way to the back of the mat. Reaching left arm forward into reverse skandasana. Inhale, transition back to the top of the mat. Ooh, coming into the dragon lunge. It was so good, I almost tripped. Breathing here, inhale, low lunge twist. Exhale, coming into open arm twist. Inhale, drop the back knee, exalted warrior. Exhale, coming through, warrior two. Breathing here, core is braced. Inhale, flip the right palm, reach up and back. Reverse warrior, exhale, big circle sweep, all the way to the back of the mat, right into hurdlers. Boom. Brace the core. Squeeze. On your next inhale, send the hips back, figure four it. Breathing here. Inhale, coming into plank. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Like a professional yoga flower. Finishing in downward facing dog. Other side, so just listen for those little cues where we picked up the pace a little bit, but not too much. Inhale, split-legged on the other side, left leg, and then bring knee to tricep, boom, boom. Inhale, scorpion. Listen for the change. Exhale, coming right into the reaching skandasana. Inhale, plant the palm, coming into the hovering plank. Exhale, crocodile. Right arm can lift up. Inhale, three-legged dog. Hip closed this time. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hips forward. Inhale, sun gaze. Exhale, low lunge with airplane arms. Inhale, reverse triangle. Big circle sweep, one breath, one movement. Exhale, circle sweep all the way down. Right arm up and back, reverse skandasana. We got to take it back the other way. Inhale, coming back into dragon lunge. Breathing here. Left arm reaches up and forward. Big inhale. As you exhale, sneak the back leg in, coming into open arm twist. Inhale, kneeling exalted warrior, reaching up with the right arm. Exhale, coming into warrior two, back foot, 90 degree. Inhale, flip left palm, reverse warrior. One breath, one movement. Exhale, circle sweep all the way to the top of the mat. Pick up the foot, brace core, and hover and hold. Squeeze your core, light up from the front to the back, dome the upper back, press into the mat. It's all good. Foot is hovered and lifted. On your next inhale, figure four it. Bring in the left or right ankle over the left thigh, and then come into plank position. Option to vinyasa or just downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly come into tabletop position. Set the hips back. Option to take a child's pose or finish in seated. Okay, we are on to flow C. We're going to do one breath, one movement with add-ons. So there's going to be 3 add-ons in this one. We're going to go through that twice. Let's go for it. The first time is going to be 5 breath, which is going to be challenging, but not impossible. The second time will be 3 breath. Starting off in tabletop position, I will cue you when you need to decelerate the body way ahead of time, so no worries there. Are we ready? Inhale, tabletop position. As you exhale, tuck back toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, 3-legged split. Exhale, bringing the knee to tricep. Inhale, scorpion. Exhale, coming into skandasana, reaching. Inhale, coming into hovering plank. Listen for the change. Exhale, hold your crocodile pose. Option to extend the right leg forward, coming into fallen triangle. 5 breath here. This is the first breath. Make sure that you're on the inside edge of the left foot, outside edge of the right foot. About 3 more breaths to go. If you want an additional challenge, option to hover the right leg, which means you got to brace and squeeze the outside of the obliques. Keep the head between the shoulders. About 1.5 breaths left. Shoulders are relaxed. Arms are expanding. Core is tight. On your next inhale, coming into 3-legged dog. Back to 1 breath, 1 movement. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, send the hips forward. Inhale, gaze at the sun. Exhale, coming into the low lunge, airplane arms. Inhale, reverse triangle. Breathe here. Listen for the change. Keeping your legs straight, coming into warrior 2 arms. On your next inhale, send the right arm forward as far as you possibly can, making length. And then tick-tock the arms. Right arm down, left arm up, 5 breath. On this one, the legs have to stay strong. The shoulders want to be relaxed, and the arms are just reaching in opposite direction. If you need a block, you can always plop a block underneath your hand. The rib cage will rotate slightly out as long as the spine stays nice and lengthy. Shoulders drawing down the back without using too much force. Rib cage is closed in. Imagine being between 2 planes of glass. Breathing here on your next inhale. Soften the right knee if you need to, reaching back up into your reverse triangle. As you exhale, circle sweep all the way through. 1 breath, 1 movement. Left arm's reaching up, forward and back. Reverse skandasana. Inhale, transition through again. Lateral lunge. Crawl back to the top. Coming into your low lunge twist. Right arm reaches up and forward. Exhale, brace the back foot, brace the core. Coming into the open arm twist. Inhale, drop the knee, reach up. Kneeling exalted warrior. As you exhale, coming into your warrior 2 arms. Energy with the arms, energy in the spine, energy in the legs. Inhale, flip the right palm, reverse warrior, reaching up and back. As you exhale, 1 breath, 1 movement. Listen for the change. Hurdler is going to prepare you 5 breaths. So option 1, knee goes right to the tricep. Option 2, you're going to make a shelf with both arms, leaning forward. Right elbow to right hip. High on the ball of the foot. Option to hover the leg. You got about 3 breaths left. This is your hurdler's pose, so your right leg is nice and pointy. You're leaning forward, making a shelf with the left elbow against the left part of the inner thigh. About 1 more breath to go. Exhale, plant the foot. Coming into figure 4, dropping the hips back and low. On your next inhale, coming into plank position. Option to vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, split leg, open up the hip. Exhale, knee to tricep. Squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, scorpion. Exhale, reaching skandasana. Inhale, brace it. Hover the plank. Exhale, slow it down. Hold your crocodile. Option to stay here or extend the leg, about 5 breaths. Planting the foot is great because now you have 3 points of reference. You have the inside edge of the foot, outside edge of the foot, and the palm. Option in the last 3 breaths is to hover the leg. Squeezing the left side obliques, keeping the rib cage relatively closed, bracing the inner thigh, so you're working quite a bit here. Shoulders down the back, head between the shoulders. Breathe as if someone's lifting you up. On your next inhale, retract, send the leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, coming into the low lunge position. Inhale, crescent moon. Send the hips forward. If there's a moon, then there's a sun. Inhale, looking at the sun. Exhale, airplane the arms. One of my favorite poses, actually. Inhale, reverse warrior. Listen for the change. Decelerate. Keep your triangle legs. Heel to heel alignment, relatively speaking. Reach your left arm forward as much as you can, creating space. No congestion in the body. And then tick-tock the arms. Tick-tock, reaching up and down. Two shoulders are pretty much in one line. So there's sacred geometry happening here. There's a triangle shape with the legs. The hips are opening slightly, but you want to keep this inner thigh rotating slightly forward so you don't open up too much. Pressing into the feet, pressing into the shin or the inside of the calf. Space between the neck and the shoulders. On your next inhale, soften the knee if you need to, reverse the triangle. Exhale, circle sweep, left followed by right, coming all the way back to the top of the mat. One breath, one movement, reaching back into reverse Skandasana. Inhale, crawl back to the mat. Take it back in time, dragon lunge. Brace it, so sneak the back leg in. On your next exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, drop the knee, reaching up to the sky. As you exhale, coming into warrior two, like you're riding a surfboard. Inhale, reverse the warrior two. As you exhale, big circle sweep all the way back to the top of the mat. Hover the foot. Options here, keep it here and squeeze for about 4 more breaths, or start to make a shelf, leaning forward, shoulders go over the fingernails, left elbow, right elbow. She wants to expand the leg. Oh no, she doesn't, okay. Oh, she does. Both legs are open, split, shelf with the arms. On your next exhale, come back to center and figure 4 into downward facing dog. Inhale, plank position. Option 2, take the vinyasa, or if you've had enough of Vinny's, then send it back into downward facing dog. We're going to do it one more time this time. We're going to do 3 breaths. So it's going to be a little bit shorter. Inhale, split leg. Exhale, triangle, tiger curl. Inhale, scorpion. Exhale, reaching Skandasana. I'll go a little bit quicker on the breath, one movement. Inhale, hover. Exhale, crocodile. Inhale, expand, coming into fallen triangle. You got about 2 breaths left. Option to pick up the leg. Inhale to exhale. On your next inhale, coming into three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step between the frames of your arms. Inhale, chest starts first. As you exhale, hips go next. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling or the sky. Exhale, coming into the airplane arms. Inhale, reverse triangle, listen for the change. Exhale, warrior to the arms. Inhale, reach forward. And exhale, tick-tock. About 2 more breaths. Expanding, the ribcage will open up slightly as long as the left hip doesn't open up too much. So if it opens up a little bit, it's fine. We're not going to call the yoga police. On your next inhale, soft bend in the right knee, coming back up into reverse triangle. I love this transition. Big old circle sweep all the way to the back of the mat, coming into reverse Skandasana, outside edge of right foot. And inhale back to the top of the mat, setting up for your open arm twist. Sneak the back foot in a little bit so you have a nice strong base, coming into the open arm twist. Inhale, reaching up, exalted warrior. Exhale, let's do it all the way into warrior two. Inhale, reverse. It's coming up. Let's go right into it. Exhale, hurdlers, your variation. So you know you got about 3 breaths. You can drop, make the shelf, option to do any variation you wish. Leg can stay nice and high. You got about half a breath left. Ooh, she wants to, but the wall's right here. She can't expand. Stepping back, coming into the figure 4 position. Inhale, option to downward dog it or go into your vinyasa. If the bent knee is too much on the low back, then just straighten the leg, traditional vinyasa. Other side, inhale, left leg high to the sky, split leg. Exhale, squeeze, elbow to elbow. Inhale, scorpion. Exhale, reaching. Inhale, hovering plank. Exhale, crocodile, extend the left leg out, about 3 breaths. So you got your fallen triangle, obviously because you're falling down, but you're bracing it down. You got about 1.5 breaths. Option to pick up the legs, squeezing the core, shoulders down the back, inside edge of the foot. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, momentum, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hips press forward. Inhale, sun gaze. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, reverse triangle. Listen for the change. Exhale, warrior to your arms. Inhale, expand the body forward. Send the hips back. Tick-tock the arms. So the hips going back is just going to create a little bit more room for you to send your torso forward, but you got to make sure not to just slam into the hips. She's engaging her thighs, inner thigh, outer thigh, left thigh is rotating out, right thigh rotating in, coming back into your reverse triangle as you exhale all the way down, back to the top of the mat, reaching back, reverse Skandasana. Inhale, back to the back of the mat, coming into your low lunge twist, sneaking the back foot in, bracing the core. Open arm twist, inhale, kneeling exalted warrior, going right into it. Big motion all the way into warrior 2, opening up the arms. Inhale, flip, and here we go. Exhale, open hips, open body, strong core. You got about 3 breaths. I'm gonna get out the way. Leaning forward, making the shelf. You can stay here for about 2 breaths, especially if you're new to this. You wanna make sure you brace your core. Variation option to extend right leg, left leg. She has more variations, but she's keeping it in her pocket. And stepping back into figure 4, sending the hips back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and walk the feet between the hands. 1 step at a time. Put a soft bend in the knee. Head is heavy. Option to take peace fingers, grab big toe. As you inhale, expand. As you exhale, drop the head. Widen the elbows, so elbows are going east and west. Breathing right here. The weight of your body should be slightly forward, so not too much in the heel. You should feel pressure on your fingers. And you should feel like your back is nice and open. The hips are coming directly over the middle part of the foot, so a little bit past the heels. On your next inhale, you can release the toes. Just start to drop your hips all the way down to the floor, coming into the seated position. Laying flat on the back, bridge pose. Heels can be close to the glutes. We're gonna just do 1 today, okay? So option to do 1 bridge, or 1 wheel. And either one is fine depending on where you're at with your body. It's all good, right? So heels are relatively close together, knees are somewhat parallel. If you're doing bridge, your arms are by your side. If you're doing wheel, the hands will go by the head. Inhale, press the hips up. Option to interlock the fingers behind the back. Sending the hips up a little bit higher than you think. Transitioning into wheel, if you're feeling it. Soften your neck, soften the breath, send the chest back, send the hips up. On your next exhale, you can start to reverse. The same way you came into it, you are simply going to come out of it. Let your knees knock in, your feet be wide. That's a nice one, right? We're going to do 1 inversion. But we're going to do it shoulder stand style. So we're going to do shoulder stand. However, if shoulder stand is not in your practice, you can always just send your legs straight up. So option 1, send the legs straight up, which is nice, obviously, because this is just going to bring the blood, circulated blood back to the body. Option 2, you can send the hips up, coming into a modified shoulder stand, keeping the knees bent. Option 3, send the legs straight up to the ceiling. And it's as if someone's grabbing your legs and sending you up. So you're making a straight line. Very little weight on the neck because you have that nice, beautiful platform with the backs of your triceps and your elbows pressing into the mat. From this position, option to drop it on down as you exhale, coming into plow position. Arms can be by the sides. Knees can be softened. If your feet don't reach, one day they might, but if today is a little bit tight, as long as you have the weight off the neck, all good. Option to bring it into deaf man, deaf woman. weight will still be in the shoulders on this one, but if you want to go a little bit further, you can bring the hands towards the heels and just see where you can soften. Perhaps it's going to be the shoulders, maybe the low back, maybe somewhere in the hip. Belly is soft, the breath is circular, connecting nerve endings by bringing the hands to the heels. On your next exhale, bring your arms by your sides. Option to straighten out the legs. Just decelerate the body using the core, so bring all the energy back into the center. We're going to finish with our legs straight up into the air. And I think last time we did eagle, didn't we? Do you like eagle? Mm-hmm. She likes eagle though. All right, so we're going to do the eagle. Or I'll give you a variation. Arms are going to tee out. Bend both knees. So a simple twist would be just to let your legs drop over to the left side. But if you want to wrap, you're going to wrap the right leg over the left leg and then let your legs drift on over. This will provide a little bit more of intensity because the top of your right leg is kind of pulling down. It's going to have the feeling of more weight. Relaxing the spine, breathing into the chest, into the rib cage, into the hips, and make sure that the shoulders are just going to stay down on the mat. So if the shoulders pop off, you can always pop them back on and then just back up off the depth of the pose a little bit. Letting the legs be heavy, the shoulders relax, the breath is light. On your next inhale, coming back to center. Unraveling, so you're just going to switch. Option to eagle the legs, or you can just keep them together and let them fall to the side. Notice that both shoulders remain on the floor. The tension can be kept anywhere. So this is where you have to examine your body. Maybe even close the eyes. And on the inhale, feel where you're tight, and then send some love to that. So that could be in your shoulders, it could be in your hips, it could be in your low back, it could be in your fingers, it could be in your neck. You gotta kind of examine where you might keep unnecessary tension. Or you could be like, it's absolutely necessary tension. Either way, just send it some love. On your next inhale, coming back to center. And then we're going to take a half a happy baby. Right, this is a good reset for the spine, so the knees will come towards the chest. You can grab inside or outside edges of the feet. And the goal is to make a straight line from the tailbone to the back of the neck. So this is a great way to reboot the spine and the hips. And we'll do one more where you're going to cross the legs and you're going to grab from the outside of the legs to the feet and just kind of pull the shins towards the center. Kind of like you're a present. And this is the bow tie, or they call that, right? The tie, the bow tie, the gift wrap bow tie. As you exhale, coming back into a hug, squeezing, knees to body, roll out into Shavasana. Knees can be splayed out, palms are going to be up. We're going to work our way through the body, through the mind, through the tissues, through the fascia, and see if you can let go a little bit more. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, let the breath draw in through the soles of the feet, coming into the calves, hamstrings, the quads, both legs kind of welcome the breath. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, send the breath into the glutes, the hip points, the very small of the back. Start to unravel. You know, if you were wound up tight with string, you're just going to let the string start to unravel so that you can release all of that. Take another big inhale. Send the exhale into the mid-back, upper back, shoulders. Chest can just naturally open up. The biceps and the triceps are just going to melt off the bone, the forearms, the fingers, everything's opening up. Take another big, deep inhale. And as you exhale, send the breath to the shoulders, to the back of the neck, to the jaw, the eyes, everything. Again, if there was that, imagine a pole and there was rope wound tightly around the pole, that you're just letting it unravel all the way down. Last but not least, take another deep, big inhale. And as you exhale, send the breath to the very top part of the head, letting everything spill out. The muscles are like jelly. The breath is like a wave coming over the body. And the mind is light. And I'm going to leave you here. Before we depart, you might be starting your day or ending your day. So I'll give you something that I learned from somewhere I read, but it stuck with me, and it's release tension, set intention. So there's no rule that says you have to set an intention at the beginning of class. You can set it at the end. So right now, I want you to repeat to yourself, release tension, set intention. That could be anything you wish right now. So just scan the body, tell yourself to release tension, and then set intention, whatever that is. I hope it serves you. I hope it brings light and love to your life. And we thank you so much for allowing us to guide you. Namaste.